So this is my outlook on GBP AUD. All right, we're going to be watching for this zone, but first of all, I want to see a break in market structure. Now, this is what I mean by a break in market structure. I want to see price. I want to see price form a higher high. All right, higher high, higher low on the lower time frame, so that I can be certain that price is not going to break through that other block. All right, and this is the 15 minutes time frame. As we can see, I want to be able to see price form a lower high, lower low, and then from there I can be able to decide and say, yeah, this is the movement that I have been waiting for. All right, without that, however, I don't think I would want to take this trade. All right, I might even refine my entry all the way down to maybe peradventure the 1 minute time frame or whatever time frame I feel comfortable with. All right. All right. Regardless whatever time frame I'm trading, but one thing I'm going to look out for is a break of market structure within that zone. All right. I want to see what price does within that zone. Okay. So that's for GBP AUD. Let's quickly take a look at AUD JPY. All right, let's take a look at AUD JPY. Let's go to daily time frame. Okay, that's taking a little bit of time to load. All right, good. So as you can see, this is AUD JPY. I think I had an analysis on this already. Oh, beautiful. I think I did this last week. All right, I did this last week. And as you can see, that marked area, that region I marked, inside of that other block, you can see price reacting nicely from that area. We've seen that drop from inside that area. Let me show you this clearly on the 4 hours time frame. All right, so this is on the 4 hours time frame. All right, I already predicted this initial drop. All right, but now I'm going to just expect that price would, maybe come back up here. All right, to just give me some really smooth confirmation. If I'm able to get a QML from that area, all right, then I know that we're going bearish all the way down. All right, so there are two approaches that I'm going to be taking to this movement. All right, okay, yeah, I think I was showing a couple of people this during the webinar yesterday. All right, I was showing this during the webinar yesterday. As you can see, so I'm expecting price to either come back here, give me an equal high with this, all right, and start dropping, or price breaks through this trend line, all right, comes back to this other block and this trend line for a retest, all right, before it goes even lower. All right, so that's for AUD JPY. One of the commodities people keep asking me about, XAUUSD, gold. Let's take a quick look at gold. All right, beautiful. Now, I was expecting gold to give me some really nice movements from this area, but apparently it only bounced and came back to this second trend line. As you can see, it bounced from this zone, came back to this trend line, all right, and pushed higher. So, however, let's see what gold has in store for us for this new week. Or better still, let's start from the weekly time frame. All right, so this is the weekly time frame, and currently what we're seeing on gold is still some serious bullish pressure. All right. However, I am of the opinion that that pressure might not last so long. All right. Reason being that, as you can see, we've had this this equal highs here. All right. Several touches around that zone. Okay. However, I am not going to be jumping into this trade. All right. I'm not going to be jumping to take this trade. Like I said, what I'm going to be waiting for is going to be a clear break of structure. All right, I'm going to be waiting to see a clear break of structure. Let me delete this. I'm going to be waiting to see a clear break of structure. So from this trend line, all right, or from this line, I'm going to want to see price give me some interesting break of structure. All right, so that based on that break of structure, I can be able to begin to search for, entry points from that time frame. All right, as you can see, um, this is what we're seeing right now. All right, that's what we're seeing at the moment. So this is also, so this is our area of accumulation. All right, and this is on the 1 hour time frame. If I go to the 15 minutes or any lower time frame, I can still do this same thing. So we can see that prices within this zone, and a lot could actually happen from this area. All right, so one of the things that I'll be looking out to see, all right, would be price doing this. All right, at which point it would come back to maybe this breaker block. All right, possibly. All right, possibly it will return to that breaker block, which I think should be close to. All right, exactly on the 76.4 level. All right, so that's my expectation. All right, so I want to see some bearish confirmation first before I can start to sell gold. A lot of people lost good money trying to sell gold last week. All right, but fortunately, I didn't fall for that trap because I didn't get the kind of confirmation that I was looking for. All right, to get into the trade, even though we could see this was a reaction from the other block, but I really wanted to see price break below this trend line. All right, so that I could be sure that my bearish direction or my bearish bias was actually going to play out. All right, which in the end I really didn't get. All right, so that's for gold. So if you would like me to analyze any commodity, quickly drop it in the chat box so we can get that done. Okay, this is GBPJPY on the weekly time frame. Wow. And as you can see, price is actually heading towards one of the zones that I have marked since, I think that must have been last month. All right, I took this trade and I was expecting price to drop all the way down to this zone. It was supposed to be a 1:17 risk to reward. I didn't get that to be 1:17, but I think I got this 1:7 quite well. So let's see on the daily time frame. I think that now it's a safe zone to say that we have broken structure to the downside. All right, we're having some market structure confirmations to the downside. All right, let's see. This is a trend line. I think there's another one here. Okay, that one got broken already. So, all right. So one of the major areas that I'm looking out for, that I'm watching out for, would be here. All right, this complete area here, this complete region here. All right, I'll be looking at for price confirmations around this area. All right, so what that means is that I'm expecting a minor drop into this area. All right, maybe some little bit of consolidation around here. Since we know that this is the daily time frame. All right, so that would be my bias. And now this is a bias that could take days or weeks to play out. All right, but that is my overall bias because these imbalance movements need to be mitigated at least to a considerable extent. All right, to a considerable extent. So that bullish reaction might come all the way here. All right, that would be another zone to watch out for to see what exactly it is that price would do at that point. All right, so this is just me showing you my analysis process. All right, so that for those of you who want to learn how to spot high probability trade, you know how to trade smart money concepts without having to memorize all this grammar, all these terms, terminologies. This is a simplified approach. This is a simplistic approach to trading smart money concepts. All right. Really, really simple, no excessive terms, terminologies, memorizing patterns and all. It's just you dealing with the market based on what the market presents to you. All right, it's as simple as that. So this is my bias on GBPJPY. If you'd like to suggest any commodity for analysis, please do that in the chat box right about now. Let's take a look at AUDUSD. All right, I believe in the first session we already talked about the fact that we're going to see some strength in the Australian dollar before we begin to observe a possible drop in momentum or in prices. Now this was an amazing, as you can see, this was an amazing analysis. Price touched this trend line. We're seeing this rise. I never even saw it coming as high as this. I never saw that coming. But nonetheless, we also see price touching this area and then bouncing back down to the trend line, exactly as predicted. All right, so what's next for AUD-USD? I think for me, that's a zone. All right, that's one of the zones. We also have this. All right, we have that as well. And this is a trend line here. All right, this is an internal trend line, which just begins to tell us that right about now we might be expecting some bearish reversal. All right, and coupled with the fact that any reaction around there would bring us into this equal shoulder region. All right, will bring us into that equal shoulder region, which I'm guessing if I begin to analyze this using the Fibonacci, I'm going to see something really interesting. I'm quite confident about that. All right, so that falls around the 88.2, 76.4, 88.2 region, which is a really, really nice area to also take market entries. All right, so that's AUD USD. So this would be my point of interest. So that environment, once price steps into that environment, we can go to the lower time frames to just refine and refine and refine, and find the kind of confirmations that we need on the lower time frame. All right, just to find the kind of confirmation that we need on the lower time frame. All right, so if on the 1 hour, 15 minutes, if I'm able to spot a really clean, whether it's a QML pattern or a break and retest of structure or something, I just want to see a bearish confirmation, all right, before shooting into this trade. All right, so that's a trend line on the 1 hour time frame, which means apparently that if I'm able to get a movement we might be expecting something like this. All right, let's calculate that. How many pips would that be? So approximately 200 pips thereabout, all right? Approximately 200 pips. Approximately 200 pips. So that's for AUD USD. I'm not seeing any suggestions. Okay, USD card, Euro USD. Yes, of course, I use the same analysis on all instruments, even synthetic indices. All right, USD JPY, USD card, Euro USD. All right, so let's opt in USD JPY. All right, I think I just saw something on AUD USD. Let's go back there quickly. Right, so this just adds to my bias. All right, yeah, so that just adds to my bias. That just adds a little bit of confirmation to my bias. So even if you're going to miss any trade this week, all right, please and please try not to miss this AUD USD trade. It's going to play out really, really amazingly well. Remember, we said AUD was going to gain a little bit strength, then lose it over time. All right, I think we've not done an analysis on DXY. We're going to do that. Let's see USD JPY. Okay, let's do that before we look at USD JPY. Let's quickly take a look at DXY. All right, this is DXY on the weekly time frame. All right, that's DXY on the weekly time frame. Let's move in closer. Okay, I think that's already played out. Let's see. I'm trying to find an area of consolidation or a range just to see what the accumulation state looks like, right? So that I can be able to, capitalize on the breakout of that accumulation. All right, that doesn't match up. So which means that we might still be seeing some, to some extent, some bullish market movements on DXY, all right? We might still see a bit of strength in the dollar index, coupled with the fact that, this would most likely happen. All right, so price has not really entered into that zone yet. All right, price is still playing around that zone. So let's see on the daily time frame. All right. Okay, I remember this was I think this was a couple of weeks ago. We talked about the fact that the dollar was going to gain a whole lot of strength, and I think that's played out quite fairly. All right, now DXY is not slightly bullish. DXY is not slightly bullish. DXY currently is quite bullish. All right, because if you look at the momentum, you would see that it's still quite bullish, and it still has a couple more pips to go. All right, it still has a couple more pips to move till at least that's roughly 1,000 plus pips. All right, it still has that much movement before we can now begin to talk about a bearish reaction on DXY. All right, compared to what we have on AXY, let's quickly go back to AXY and see what I'm talking about. This is AXY. Remember, we are seeing AXY already at this trend line, all right? Already at this trend line. So the probability of AXY even coming back into this zone is not 100% yet, all right? It's not 100% yet. So we might actually see a drop first, then a bullish pressure. Maybe I should map that out. Something like this. All right, we might actually be seeing something like that. Okay. So that's what I'm talking about. All right. And this is on the daily time frame, which means that there's still so much time, all right, to recover. All right, yeah, Mr. Tim, it's true. We might see a bit of retracement. However, I need you to remember that currently there's a war situation going on. All right, and on the overall, war usually is an economic booster. All right, on the overall, war is usually referred to as an economic booster. All right, because currently there are sanctions on the US, on the Russian economy. All right, heavy sanctions which are mostly going to affect a lot of commodities but majority of these sanctions are still going to, in the long run, favor the US dollar. All right. So why am I saying this? For the DXY, a lot of things could actually happen, but my bias is that we might not see as much of a drop as to define it as a bearish movement. All right. We might not see as much of that drop because, in fact, let's go to the 4 hours time frame so that I show you what we have had on DXY so far. Can you see that on DXY, the candles have not really been imbalanced candles, all right? There have not been any serious, real imbalanced candles that that price cannot do without, even though we might see, maybe price might just come back down this much, get back into the zone, then bounce back up. That's a possibility, all right? That's a possibility. That's a possibility. However, like I said, all of these setups are pending confirmations, all right? They are pending lower time frame confirmation. So it's up to you to do your own due diligence, get the lower time frame confirmations that you need to see, all right? Then you can take the trades according to the lower time frame confirmations that you're able to get, all right? USD card and Euro USD. All right, let's quickly look at USD card. Let's see USD card. All right, like I said, this is the big range on USD card on the daily time frame. All right, remember I said look for areas of consolidation, all right, or ranges. And looking at this now, we've seen this range. Inside of that range, we've seen price break out of that range, break back below, all right, which means USD card, we might be seeing some, because right here now we've seen a break of structure on the daily time frame, all right. All right, so one of the possibilities is that we continue to see some bearish movements, all right, on USD card, at least to this level. All right, that's a possibility. All right. Maybe up to this level. All right. Since we already have this. Then this. All right, so we might see this kind of movement and then followed by maybe this, because currently we've seen this break of structure. All right, we've currently seen this break of structure. So if we're able to get that higher low, all right, down there, then it means that we are resuming the bullish trend back to the top. All right, so that's USD card. Let's take a look at Euro USD lastly. As you can see, I had this forecast on Euro USD since several weeks ago. This was as early as February 9th, all right, February 9th. And as you can see, price played out exactly as expected, all right, and gave us this massive drop, this massive drop. Let me see how many pips that is right now. That's 567 pips, all right? So, but where are we right now on Euro USD? That's an interesting question. Wow, this is interesting. I think so far tonight, this is one of the cleanest setups that I think I want to trade. All right, this is one of the cleanest setups I think I would be excited to trade this week. All right. And this is on the weekly time frame. So we should be expecting some really massive movements from Euro USD. Mr. Tim, I want to believe that you see what I'm saying too. All right, let me just clear this, this. I think there are too many fibs and it's clustering that part of the chart. Let me see. If you have a demo account, all right, if you have a demo account or an account that you can take good risks on, I think that this Euro USD trade is something that I can give as a trade advisory. All right, I think it's something I can give as a trade advice. All right, so that's Euro USD. So we want to see, let me see what the 1 hour time frame looks like. All right, so this is the 1 hour time frame. And I'll be trying to see price do something like this. All right, which means that I want to see price at least break structure. Maybe somewhere around here. right? I want to see price break structure, maybe around there or somewhere else, but I just want to see that happen, all right? Because at that same point, we should be seeing a break of this trend line. All right, so this is what I would expect from Euro USD for this week. All right, it's going to be a powerful bullish movement or bullish reaction. I'm really looking forward to that. There's a confluence of so many factors. I could almost say too many factors. All right, there's a confluence of so many. Let me quickly check what this looks like. DXY. Oh, great. Really amazing. And I think we're seeing the same thing happen on the EXY. All right, so we're expecting some strength from the euro in the coming days and weeks. All right, so I think I have done justice to all of this. All right, I believe there are no questions. I believe everybody is satisfied. All right, so we're going to wrap up here. Thank you so much for another amazing Sunday night. You know, our live market reviews and analysis are usually an interesting time to, you know, catch up, you know, have fun, and at the same time, do some business on the side. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining us once again tonight. My name remains Adetola-Freeman, your host, your friend, and, you know, the best Forex trading mentor that you can find out there. I say it with my full chest, all right? So welcome once again, and I really appreciate you for your time, for your patience, and for staying with me till this late into the night, all right? So I wish you all an amazing trading week. All right. Until when I come your way again. Okay. Uh can you please ask in the group? I think the time is almost exhausted. All right. So Mr. Sheon, please let's talk on the group so that we can join ourselves. All right. So it's your best Forex trading coach signing out tonight. God bless you and have a lovely week. Bye-bye.